cut up of him. So we like what we see. He can throw the football. And he's mobile as well, so it's not that he cannot run, but his strong point is throwing the ball. As opposed to Malik is a kid that is electrifying. I watched this film, and the first play on the cut-up was, I think, like 60-yard touchdown or run or something like that. But he's very fast, very quick, and throws the ball well. Has some cut-ups there, some clips that he was throwing the ball, and he was accurate with it and got it to the guys down the field. So, they're talented. We just got to see how they fit with our system and how much they understand and comprehend once we start installing it with them around. But I'm excited, and we got some other walk-on kids that I haven't seen, but everybody speaks very well of them. I've had an opportunity to meet both of them, and we're just looking forward to meeting with those guys and starting to work with them.
What do you think is the biggest difference coming from a program, coming into a program this size, I guess, like this scale, kind of like?
Starters, the cameras are all in your face, right? But it's just obviously the talent. It's a lot. I don't want to say better because we have some real talented kids where we come from, but they're bigger guys. They were probably highly recruited out of high school. A lot of them were. A lot of the kids are here. I recruited some of them, obviously, and they came because of a Power 5 school. And you know how kids are; they'll kind of gravitate to those bigger schools a lot more. So I think the biggest difference is just the whole overall program, the attention and the media. So the kids, obviously you're competing now with big schools as well. So I mean, it's an exciting part of it. It's very exciting. It's very exciting for me. Obviously being first time in this type of atmosphere, I'm very excited and blessed.
Miami, that's a city that you're familiar with. Louisville's had a lot of success recruiting the area. Mm-hmm. That'll be an emphasis, I'm sure, of yours recruiting-wise?
Yes, sir. Actually, yes, we signed one of the linebackers from Plantation, and we had a couple of kids that we recruited before from South Florida, so we had success there. And when I was down at FIU coaching there, I had the area. I actually coached high school down there for 16 years, so I'm very familiar with the area. Grew up there, so very familiar with the area, and I'm very familiar with the coaches. Have a great relationship with those guys, and I walk into schools now. It's a lot of the kids, or some of the coaches, are kids that I coached. So that helps, and I say it helps because they know what kind of person I am, and they know what kind of person I'm around. And they had an opportunity to meet Coach Sad as well when we come down there the last 6 years, and just last week. So they're very excited with us, and obviously Teddy Bridgewater and all those guys that have been here from South Florida. Those guys help a lot because those guys down there see the success that South Florida kids have had here in Louisville.
I said when Sat was hired that they got to have at least one coach on staff that doesn't have to ask for directions in Miami. You're that guy.
Yeah, I'm that guy. Yeah,
that's good.
So no, I promise you, I can. That's hometown. Actually, after this, I'm getting on a flight heading down. So
that's good.
So I've been there all my life. Just even when I'm recruiting, a lot of these guys go elsewhere, and I go home. So. And it's fun, my family's still down there, so, my wife is down there, so, everybody's down there, so I get an opportunity to spend time there with them and also be able to be recruiting down there with those kids.
What made Taylor Lamb so special?
Man, Taylor, I was just talking with him yesterday, but he's just a smart, obviously he's been doing football since he pretty much came out of the womb. His dad is a head coach and a football coach, and he understands the game. The thing about Taylor, what made him so special is, you told him one time. He anticipated, he understood. You don't have to tell him twice. He anticipated the throws, doesn't have a big arm, but he understands when to throw it and understands the progressions of the scheme. He knew how to go from 1 to 2 and 3 real fast. And that's what made him good, and very deceiving runner. People don't think he can run, but he rushed for 500 yards every year. So he's just a special young man.
What made coming to this program appealing to you?
Well, everything about it, really, to be honest with you. It's Power 5 school. It's Louisville, and then again, I know I'm familiar with it because all the kids that have come here from South Florida, I always follow them. And one of my favorite recruits of all time is Teddy Bridgewater. When I got hired here my first day, I FaceTimed him. This guy's in the NFL in practice. He's picked up and we talked. He talked to Coach Sat, so we had a good time. But it's just, I'm blessed. We're very blessed to be here and grateful for the opportunity.
Everyone has talked. I'm sorry, Howie. Everyone has talked about family. Every single person in this room.
Mm-hmm.
Why does that make this coaching staff, this group, so successful?
Well, that's exactly right. It's family. We care for each other. We work extremely well with each other, and that's going to gravitate and kind of rub off on the players. And any successful program, in my opinion, and you ask any of these coaches, if you're not together, if you're not a family, it's going to be hard to win. And sustain it for that much. Those guys that we just left, and I didn't get a chance to go to the bowl game, but watching them, it hurt. It bothered me not being there with those kids, just because those are our kids. We've been there for all this time. So, but it's that family atmosphere, the family culture. It's a hard-working culture. Everyone cares for each other. Everybody pushes each other. Everybody holds each other accountable, and it's all those things that a normal family would do. You love each other and you play for each other.
What convinced you that Evan can succeed at the ACC level?
Well, if you watch him throw, and we got an opportunity to see him throw, he throws the ball extremely well. He can throw, he can run, and he's very intelligent. He's a very smart young man, and he's a hard worker. And I was recruiting him, and I told Coach Brown, I'm his position coach, but Coach Brown was his recruiting coach, and I said, man, we'll be lucky to hang on to this one, because he can throw the ball. He can throw the ball, and he's tough. You watch him play his games, and I got to see him live playing as well. Tough to bring down. He fights for every inch. So, we're excited. There's no question that he can make the throws for anybody in the ACC or anybody at any conference. But the biggest part of it with him, the biggest thing with him is this. How much he studies the game. He loves to watch film. Talking to his high school coach, he loves to watch film.
Coach Sat said he liked to carry 5 scholarship quarterbacks. Do you think you'll sign another one or 2 or this period?
We're going to. We have to. We have to, because it's important. Especially, we had them. We're talking about in the group of 5 down at Appalachian State. This is the ACC, obviously the bigger conference, and we got to have them. You got to have. I'm a firm believer in 4 to 5. You want 5. Minimum 4, in my opinion. So, and you got to have, and the main reason for it is the competition makes everybody better. If one guy's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, whether it's on the field or off the field, the next guy's ready to go. That's why they're here. They're able to compete and make each other better. And with that being said, it's going to make the team better.
Have you had a chance to talk with the quarterbacks who are on campus now? Any first impressions there?
Very, very little. I haven't had a bunch. It was maybe 1 or 2 words or whatnot, and a couple of the guys came and introduced themselves. That's pretty much the extent of it. But I'm looking for I know everybody's on break, and once we get back, it's when we go pedal to the metal. So we'll get going and meet those guys. We'll talk, and we'll start developing our culture right away.
Great. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Thank you, guys.